All right, I did get the season right. Good. 2031 season for building the Raiders. And we start, if you missed last time out, we're going for broke, and I mean that in a literal sense. $309 million in debt because we just weren't getting anywhere to try and rebuild the finances. It just wasn't working. And then we saw who's in free agency, and that man is Patrick Mahomes, who is the new quarterback of the Raiders, 35 years old. He's still 98 overall. We restructured his contract a little bit to give ourselves a little bit more cap space. We're probably a bit screwed when it comes to the off-season. I don't know if we're going to be able to do much, but that's a problem for later us. Kyle McCord is backing us up, just somebody. And then when we decided we were going for broke and saying, well, we're going to have at most 2 more seasons of this, we traded all of our assets. We have assembled what I think is a super team. Now, it's an old super team, but we've got Breece Hall, Blake Corum, who I found in free agency, which was kind of a shock to me that he was 30 years old, 76 overall, and normal dev. I don't know what happened there. Martell Truman, hopefully he doesn't see any playing time. Caleb Baldwin. I was setting the depth chart for this season, and I found we had 4 tight ends. And actually, I think at that point we had 5. And I found Caleb Baldwin, and he was the best fullback we had. And I was like, whatever. So we put Caleb Baldwin at 6'4", 265 at fullback. And we're going to see how that works. I mean, good luck stopping that on a fullback dive. Wide receivers, yep, we went for broke here too. CeeDee Lamb, Zay Flowers, the Madden glitch that is Jamison Williams. Then it falls off a little bit. We got Joshua Palmer and DeAndre Samuels. DeAndre Samuels is a hidden dev player from our draft picks. We'll see how it turns out with that. And Kirk Crawford is a rookie. I don't remember where we took him. Let's find out here. Undrafted. So we found him in free agency. Even better. Because his kick return is at 98. Where is it? There it is. Kirk Crawford, 98 kick return. And I think 98 speed. I couldn't believe it when I found him sitting there. Yeah, 98 speed, and he's a rookie. So even with normal dev, he could get to 99 in 2 seasons. Hopefully he's not catching many passes. Tight ends, we brought Michael Mayer back for one final run. We also have Jaheim Bell and TJ Hawkinson. Offensive line is young, but pretty good. They should grow throughout the season. Michael Fasusi, he's due for a new contract at season's end. I have no idea if we're going to be able to keep him or not. But Nathan Tucker will still be here. We re-signed Cedric Van Pran, our monster at center that's been here for the majority of it. Theo Ebert at right guard, 24 years old. We drafted him as a tackle and moved him to guard. And oddly enough, he's grown more than any of our other offensive line picks. So go figure. And Tyson still at right tackle. So a good young offensive line that could creep into the 80s as we simulate this season. David Stone, our X Factor that we got in the Max Crosby trade, still not as good as Crosby, but he's pretty darn good. We have Drake Jackson and some Trent Martin down here backing him up. Right defensive end, Chop Robinson, one of the OG draft picks, and Jean Baptiste. And Chop Robinson, remember, we didn't mean to draft him. We simulated that pick. But he's been a good player for us. Defensive tackles. We brought Jordan Davis, the Bulldog, back. Outside of that, it's pretty weak. We got Tavondre Sweat, Kyrie Stanford. Not going to get much of a rush up the middle. Unless we do something at right outside linebacker that's a little desperate. Or left outside linebacker, sorry. Because we drafted this guy, Raekwon Golston, 3rd overall in this 2031 draft. I was trying to trade him. I was trying to use our young talent to make some moves, and I could not trade this guy, and I had no idea why. Nobody wanted him. And so he was hidden dev, and I'm just like, okay, let's go to the staff points and see if there's anything wrong with him. Maybe he's normal dev or whatever. No, superstar X Factor. As a 21-year-old rookie. Now, we drafted him as a defensive end. I moved him to linebacker because he was already a better linebacker than the current backup, Josh Allen, was. So it just made sense to me to move him there. He's 267. I think he may struggle a bit in coverage. Yes. But, I mean, most of these linebackers are. But the fact that he's already 80 overall, he should grow into that, get a little better throughout the season. Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the ass too much. But we do have Josh Allen if things go horrendously wrong. John Kavanaugh, we acquired from the Colts. Didn't spend a whole lot to get him. Wasn't one of our bigger moves. But 87 overall, superstar, dev, and 27 years old for this final run with building the Raiders. Dom Tompkins, one of the only players from the shit teams that we kept around. 23 years old, 80 overall. He was a middle linebacker originally, but we didn't really need him once we traded Kavanaugh, so instead of cutting him, I just moved him to right outside linebacker. He's better than Tyree Wilson, and he's got some good speed, too, so hopefully that'll help us in stopping the run to the outside, kind of like what we saw earlier with the Lions and Quay Walker. Corners, we could be better, but we certainly could be worse. Trayvon Diggs, the one-trick pony, the interception man, at 33 years old, 84 overall. Not sure what's going to happen with him after this season, assuming we get a second crack at it. And DJ Turner, 8th-year player out of Michigan. I decided to get him just because of that 98 speed. I think that is going to be so huge for us. And DJ Turner might be a very good addition to this team. Marcus Jones was sitting in free agency. I decided to bring the Super Bowl MVP back from the lone Super Bowl we won with this franchise. And Tracy Baxter's just here. Special teams player. We need him. Minkah Fitzpatrick at 34 years old. Traded. I think he was one of the few that we gave up first-round picks for. But Minkah was just too good to pass up. Hopefully he doesn't regress too much. Should be pretty solid for us. Jesse Bates back here, also 34 years old. Deshaun Melton was hidden dev. He's normal. That sucks. Brian Branch at strong safety. And one of the other originals, Trayvon Mooring, back at strong safety. Special teams, originally I had brought back Daniel Carlson and A.J. Cole for one final run. But then I found a guy in free agency, Joshua Carty, 29 years old out of Stanford with 99 kick power. Too good to pass up. And then the same deal with Ryan Stonehouse here is our punter, 99 kick power and 93 kick accuracy, which could be really huge for us, assuming this offense ever punts, because it's possible that we don't. We're pretty good. I think this team should simulate well. We're going to get, assuming it gives you the financial probation warning more than once, if we get a second season, this is going to be it. But going down with one Super Bowl and just fluttering for the rest of building the Raiders was just not going to be very fun and not very entertaining. So we decided to build our attempt at a super team with the assets that we had left. I want to show you, just if you weren't here for it yesterday, just how few draft picks we have left. Nothing higher than a 6th. And that's just because these don't have any value. This one I got from Detroit because I couldn't cut Cole and Carlson, so we shipped them off to Detroit for a 7th round pick. It's going to be a season. And I really hope that this team finds a way to get this done. We're going to go for our scheme fits here. 73. Okay. That's good. Ooh, we got an 85 scheme fit on defense. The 3-4. Or the disguise 3-4. Feel like the 3-4 under looks to be the better one. We'll rock that. I think scheme fits matter so much in terms of simulation, or at least that's my theory. I'm not sure how true that is or not. No point in scouting. No point in doing anything when it comes to scouting. We got to play the Bears and Justin Herbert. We just can't escape Herbert. Both Mahomes and Herbert were available in free agency. And we obviously went for Mahomes, even though Herbert is younger, but he is already regressing. So we don't want that. He never quite got up to those Mahomes levels. We'll see what Mahomes looks like at the end of this season, but we will defend the run against Dylan Edwards, or at least try to. And this is one of the rare times where I feel like we could just hit throw it deep all season, and it would work out. Kalen Bullock is a good safety back there, but it's got to be, it's just got to be Mahomes time. With the receivers that we've given him, better receivers than he's probably had in his entire career. So even at 98 overall, a regressing Mahomes should still be able to do some wonderful things for us. All of our focus players, 4 offensive linemen, minus Cedric Van Pran, all the young guys, and then Raquan Golston, that linebacker, well, converted linebacker, converted defensive end, whatever, and then somebody else that isn't important. We simulate week 1 against the Bears. They look to have a pretty decent team, but we are obviously much better. So hopefully we can get the go for broke attempt number 1 off to a hot start. We do. View the weekly awards. Chop Robinson had 4 sacks. Holy shit. 9 tackles, 4 sacks for Chop. That's insane as the Raiders win their first game against Justin Herbert. Now it's week 2 against the Broncos, who have just not built around Dylan Raiola. 81 overall team and an offense that's worse than their defense. Raiola is going nuts. They still don't have a running back. Probably defend the deep pass. That passer rating looks a bit high. Hopefully our guys can get something done against him. And we will bully the Denver Broncos with Breece Hall this game. Worst defense to start the year. That's good. But that was a good offense we just faced in Chicago. Trade offers for Jesse Bates. I actually might want to review this. No. That does not help us outside of giving us a third string running back, but trading one of our backup safeties is just not a very good idea. Denver Broncos tied week 1. They tied the Chiefs. I wonder what the Chiefs are like. We'll see here in a little bit. The Chiefs minus Mahomes. That's going to be an interesting sight to see. (31-21) win. Go for broke is working to this point, and now we didn't have to wait very long. It is Kansas City. We have players ready to negotiate with minus $33 million in cap room already. Oh no! Can we even? We'll figure it out. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Really, the only big losses would be Fasusi, Turner, Crawford. We could easily get Crawford back. Trayvon Diggs. I think we just have to be cap compliant by the next season. Hopefully we're just able to sign these guys. Like, let's just start off small with Kurt Crawford. Oh. Via contract restructuring in the offseason re-sign week. So we're going to have to wait on these guys. We do have some big contracts that we can restructure and push back one more year. And then probably all of our cap space for the 2033 season, which we won't get to play for sure. it's going to be dead cap. This Raiders team could be abysmal by then. Trade offers in on Jackson and Bates. Don't need to entertain any of those. Don't need to pay attention to the mock draft because we don't have anybody. So here it is. The Chiefs offense, now that we have Mahomes, is still Pacheco and Bo Nix. That is quite the downgrade. This defense, however, still okay, but now they have to face Mahomes for the first time. Our defense is struggling to start this year, which is a bit shocking. We're pretty good almost everywhere, so I'm not really sure what the problem is. Might just be teams knowing that they got to go with firepower against this Raiders offense. But let's see what happens. We got a home game against the Chiefs, who are 0-1-1. Wow, this defense is bad. 42-20. The trade offers are no good. Wow. What happened here? Minkah Fitzpatrick was AFC Defensive Player of the Week in a game where the Raiders defense allowed 42 to a Mahomesless Chiefs team. Oh my. Okay, so an early season stumble. What is the... Wow. Alright, we'll wait on a stat check. This team is too good to not turn this around. This defense isn't exactly bad. Got 94 overall T-Law to worry about. And then Jamie Beverly. Probably focus on the deep pass on Lawrence. And then maybe throw it medium. Maybe we don't have to go deep all the time. Wow. That is awful. Holy God. Trade offers. We already checked the Jesse Bates one just to entertain. We'll see. It's from Dallas. Gives us a right tackle and a 6th-round pick that we don't need. So we don't need to entertain that one either. Player upgrades ahead of week 4. Can't believe we got blasted at home like that. Holy hell. What a weird scenario. Oh no. Uh-oh. So not only did we lose 16-10, we have an injury. And if it's Mahomes, oh boy. Oh boy. It's Blake Corum. It's our backup running back. Oh, and he's going to be out. I think that's for the rest of the year. Well, we're definitely going to place him on IR. He's on IR, eligible to return, no. Because we're into week 5. I guess he might have been able to come back for the Super Bowl, but wow, oh wow. Okay. So we go back to free agency. I'm thinking Charbonnet. Who is this? Demarius something. I don't want to have to fuck with anything, so we'll just get receiving back. What's his catching? 72. 75 for Zach Bass. Bass is a bit slower. We'll go with Alonzo Hankins. Well, that injury to Corum kind of sucks. I was kind of excited to use him again, but the way that these games are going, the playoffs are no sure thing. The defense finally showed up, but the offense just goes missing. Oh my goodness. All right. I almost forgot the weekly strategy. We play the Chiefs again. Hopefully they don't blast us. I guess let's focus on Pacheco. And then short passes? I don't know. I don't know, man. We're not top 20 in offense or defense. Oh, man, if this team misses the playoffs, it's bad news. Player upgrades, those are important when we're playing like shit. Fasusi on his road to an 80 overall. It's such a shame that we won't get to really see through the careers of the offensive line that we drafted. Because we got some pretty good offensive line picks. All right, 28-21 win. Raiders with a much-needed bye. As we got to right this ship here. Usually I'd stat check at the end of Week 6. But since we have the early bye, we'll do it now. Let's take a look here. Mahomes just over 1,000 yards. 18th in both yards and touchdowns. Breece Hall 10th in yards. It's the best rushing performance we've had in a long time. CeeDee Lamb 5th in yards, 5th in touchdowns. Oh boy. Offensively, 1,700 yards, mid-pack in the NFL. We've allowed 1,900 yards, so it's a miracle we're above 500, 30th worst. Points scored, we're 10th. Points allowed, 24th. I can't believe that this defense, when it's actually pretty good, and is an 85% scheme fit, is simulating that bad. Half pads, everyone's good on fatigue. In theory, we could go full pads. Select the practice intensity for the week. Higher XP for full pad. You know what? With an early buy, it's an early buy though. Fuck it. We'll experiment. Hopefully get some upgrades for some key guys. Be a massive kick in the dick if someone gets hurt doing that. Raekwon Golston up to a 79 overall at his new linebacker position. And Don Tompkins also getting an upgrade. I cannot believe how bad this defense has been. The 1-5 Titans, rather. And I don't really know why they're 1-5. They look like a pretty solid team, but this game and its simulation has never made much sense. 99 overall Malachi Nelson. They don't really have a run game right now. They got a young running back. See if our defense can get something done. This might have to be a Breece Hall game. Oh boy. Well, a big game and a big test. Cedric Van Pran to an 87 and Tyson, some offensive line upgrades. Good to see. Anything to help out Patrick Mahomes in go for broke season. For 4-2. God, do we need it. 28-14 win. Uh-oh, another injury. DJ Turner. Man, these Michigan players are just fragile as hell. Thankfully, Turner will be able to come back, so we don't have to sign anybody. We'll let Marcus Jones play. The defense seems to be turning it around, so that's good. That's good to see. There's no point in setting a national scouting focus. We have a 6th and a 7th round pick. We might not even have a 7th. I don't know. Green Bay. They've still got Wingo. Who's their quarterback? Drew Aller. Defend the deep pass on Allen, I guess. I don't know. That's the suggested. We're not going to do blitz counter. Nothing on this defense is really all that scary. We'll just give the boost to Breece Hall again. I feel like Mahomes is going to be fine on his own. Negative 311 million. So last chance we have to look at those trade offers. I don't think there's a point. CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Samuels, and Kerry Oberg with upgrades. This is probably the same trade offer. It is. We don't need that. And then Jesse Bates, this is probably also the same. There's no real reason. Yeah, no. Don't need to do any of that. In a different scenario, maybe, but probably not still. Raiders go into Lambeau. The offense on fire. The defense struggles a little bit, but a 6-point win. And it's time. We've got to face Michael Penix Jr. again. Our original quarterback here in this Building the Raiders franchise. He's an 84 overall. Unfortunately, we got to shut him down. I wish it would have worked out better for Penix. This is a good defense, though. Looks like a good Giants team. See what happens with these guys. Come on, Penix. You've meant so much to the Raiders. Let us have this one more time. Player upgrades ahead of Week 9. Stone to a 90 overall. Zay Flowers and Jordan Davis getting upgrades. Good deal. We simulate Week 9. 6-2 Giants, 5-2 Raiders. All right, a stumble. We lose by 7. Those Giants. If we can make the playoffs, we may see them again. We may see them. That would be so unfortunate if we have to see Penix in the Super Bowl. So now the Chargers. This is the first time this season we played LA. What's their quarterback? Oh, no. Their quarterback situation is not great. They still have Trey Benson. We'll give that boost to Breece Hall and friends, because they're going to need it against that. Hopefully Mahomes is on his game enough to win this one for us. Falling to 5-4 would be a real problem. Oh, Jesus, the Chargers are leading the division. This could be for the division lead, honestly. Ebert, Golston, and Martell Truman upgraded. It's good to see Golston getting those upgrades in the new position. We definitely need that to happen. So Week 10, chance to at least tie atop the AFC West. 24-21 loss. Back-to-back losses. The Raiders are only a game above 500. Oh, good God. And now it's the Colts and Jack Moynihan, Jack Brady. We called him Jack Brady for the purpose of this. He's having a stellar season. I feel like our boys up front will be able to stop Jonathan Taylor well enough with Stone and Chop. Jesus, and they got Jeremiah Trotter. All right, maybe let's go back to focusing on the passing game. I don't know. It feels like a game where we should rely on the passing game against this secondary more. So we're going to try that because doing the run focus is not working. Do not let this team fall to 500. Please, for the love of God. Tucker gets an upgrade as well as a linebacker. Who cares? Offensive line is upgrading nicely this year. 3-6 Colts. We can't lose it. We can't drop the 500. All right, we did not. On the road to take on the Minnesota Vikings. They still have Drake May, who beat us in the Super Bowl, and Jamie Kramer. Oh my God, these numbers out of May. Holy shit. Nate Wiggins. All right, Brees. It's your time to shine. Getting close to another stat check. We'll simulate here in Week 12. Move on to Week 13 before we do that. A win here, you feel pretty good about our playoff chances as John Cavanaugh and Brian Branch are upgraded. This isn't a away game. Can't be a game over 500 again. Oh my God. This team could really miss the playoffs. I don't get it, man. We're not in the playoffs as things stand. The Broncos, who have a tie, are better than us. Now it's Houston. They still have Stroud, I would imagine. They do. Who's struggling mightily, so it seems. That running back shouldn't do much against our defense. We'll go back to focusing on Mahomes. Every game we focus on the run, it doesn't pan out. I mean, Mahomes is our quarterback. This is not a running team. Home game in Week 13 against the Houston Texans. I think 2 or 3 years removed from a Super Bowl. DJ Turner getting upgraded. Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot he's back. And Michael Fasusi. He's up to an 80 overall. A win we need, and we need it bad. 21-17 win. The playoff picture again. We are now the 6th seed. Now we face the Chargers. Is the division even in play? Not really. Oh, no, we don't face the Chargers. I don't know why I thought that. We play the Bengals, who in theory we should beat. But let's see what this team's looking like. Is it still Donovan? It's still Donovan Edwards, and it's still Joe Burrow. Throw it deep. Sure. Give those boosts to Mahomes. So, oops, I forgot to stat check Week 13. We'll do it now here in Week 14. We did it a week early before. We'll do it a week late now. Mahomes just mid-pack. 16th in yards, 13th in touchdowns. That's not ideal. Breece Hall, look at that. 4th in the NFL in yards, 10th in touchdowns. And CeeDee Lamb has fallen off in terms of yards. Still 8th in touchdowns. Our team rankings, offensive yards were 4th. Defensive yards, 25th. Defense is shit in the bed. Points scored, 8th. Points allowed, 20th. This is not a good defense, which really kind of surprises me. But hopefully we get a good defensive performance out of them here against Burrow and the Don. Golston and Dom Tompkins, those guys are just getting upgrades simultaneously, so it seems. Golston up to an 81 overall. I mean, need it. Need it, need it, need it. We're fighting for that playoff spot with Cincinnati, and we lost. We lost, but we are still the 6th seed. So all things considered, it doesn't hurt that bad. Now it's the Lions who stink. They're 3-10. Oh, no, somebody else is hurt. It's Josh Allen. It's our backup linebacker. So, again, we're dodging big bullets on the injuries, but we have had... This is probably the worst luck in a season where we have expectations that we've had with injuries. This team is not good. Let's just do that. Aiden Hutchinson only a 90 overall. They got a 92 overall corner though. But again, we're just gonna go with Mahomes. Oh, man. This is not how I expected this season to go. We've got games against the Chargers and the Bills upcoming. This is a game we cannot afford to lose. Tyson to an 80 overall. If we are to make the playoffs, a win here is needed. $45-16. Emphatic win. Awesome. There we go. Playoff picture. Still the 6th seed. As things stand, I don't think we're going to be any better than the 5th. Let's hope the AFC is just ass at this point. Chargers are 10-4. I suppose if we beat them here, the division is still on. And that tie with the Broncos, I mean, we'd have to get hot. We got to play the Broncos one more time as well. We are in LA for this game against the Chargers. I don't understand how they beat us the first time anyway. Oh, they lost. What it? Jesus. How is this team 10-4? They lost their top running back. We'll just take away his short pass. And then this defense, medium passes for Mahomes. All right, I actually feel a lot better about this game now that I see that they don't have their 90 overall running back. A big opportunity that we cannot let slip up. So the division is actually still on. Barely. But we need this one. Chop Robinson an upgrade. Really, we need probably 2 of 3. If not 3 of 3 to have a chance at the division. But let's see what happens. Week 16 at SoFi against the Chargers. A depleted Chargers offense. 28-23 win. That is big. The Chargers still lead the division. We are still 3rd. Playoff picture. We'd go see Jacksonville again if things ended the way they do. We actually bumped the Chargers out of the 1 seed. As there are 3 teams in our division that are in the playoffs currently. Dylan Raiola is going nuts. Oh, no, another one. Martell Truman. Why was he even in the game? Let's just go get a body. We got to put Truman on IR. That is not a big loss. Oh. No, Corum and Truman are hurt. Let's make sure Truman is on IR. Go get a 3rd back. I mean, Alonzo Hankins is up to an 80 overall, so that's good for us. What's Mahomes playing at? A 99. CeeDee Lamb's playing at a 96. Let's just go add a depth back. We got the Buffalo Bills. That is going to be a tough challenge because I think it's still Josh and Braylon Allen. We've seen them. Ooh, they're 7-8. Maybe they're struggling a bit. Let's see here. Who is the best running back we can get? Well, let's just go get Charbonnet. Just need a body. What? Oh, we're negative on cap room. Okay. All right, well, who can we even afford? Can we afford anybody? E. Okay. A cap restructuring? Perhaps. I traded Kyler Murray after I signed him in free agency, and he's already a free agent. Make it make sense. I mean, I guess we could just go in with who we have. In theory, those third stringers shouldn't be playing a lot anyway. We'll just rock it and see what happens, I think. Josh and Braylon Allen. If we take away the short pass, Braylon Allen's going to have to do it all, so it seems. Medium throws for Mahomes. That seems to be working. A game the Raiders, I don't know if they need it, but if we are to pull off the impossible and somehow win the division, we do need it. This would be for win number 10. Stone, Samuels, Kurt Crawford getting an upgrade. That's good, our returner. Maybe he's 99 speed now, who knows. Home game against Buffalo. Let's hope Braylon Allen doesn't go off. 27-16 loss. So the division is out of the cards. Current 6 seed. Let's take a look at the standings and see if we got an X, Y, or a Z next to our... We don't. We sure don't. We could very well miss the playoffs in the final week of the season. I think if we win, we're in. And would finish second in the division. Dylan Raiola has to be the focus. His medium passing is nuts. Medium throws for Mahomes. Maybe short throws. Those look to be good. Week 18, this is such a huge game. Upgrade the players. Jameson, Raekwon Golston, Dom Tompkins, and Nathan Tucker upgrades. Big positions. Here we go. With the press of a button, we're making the playoffs or we're not. Why did our defense drop to an 84 overall? Are we just regressing hard? We won 30-28. Does that make us the 5? It does. We are the 5 seed. And we take on the New York Jets.